We are in the Rivertown neighborhood for the VyStar Debt Payoff Challenge, and I'm here with Roz Bridges, a VyStar financial educator. Thanks for being with me today.
Thank you.
Of course. And so we're going to be meeting Dominic and Shay McNulty. It's so exciting. They're newly married. They want to purchase their dream home, but they do have some debt they have to tackle. Credit card debt, mutual car loan. They also have some college debt as well, loan debt. So that's kind of where you come in.
Absolutely. I'm so excited to meet the new couple, newly married couple, and really help them navigate and set a solid foundation for merging their existing debt prior to being married, still protecting their savings account, and then getting them really set on a solid foundation for what's to come in the future with new home ownership and hopefully on the path for starting a new family as well.
That's right. So let's go ahead and meet them.
Absolutely.
All right, after you. All right, hey guys, so nice to see you and meet your realtor, Shayna. This is Roz with VyStar. So what does it feel like to be in your potential dream home?
It feels really nice. It's really cool to see something that could possibly be ours.
Yes.
We got married a few years ago and it's been a journey, but we didn't really consider combining finances until a few months ago when we bought a car, and then seeing that with the goal of buying a house in the future. It's a lot, and we're excited to just see the potential.
Yes, well, congratulations. And this is great that you're going to kind of stay focused now when you see the potential here and kind of keep you motivated. So Shayna, tell us a little bit about what it really means to be mortgage ready.
Being mortgage ready really comes down to a few key things. Lenders want to see a lower debt to income ratio, strong credit scores, and a savings set aside for your down payment. With all these in place, all we have to do is worry about the best thing, which is picking a home that you love instead of worrying about whether or not you'll qualify.
Yes, you should not have to worry about that, but I do hear there's a little bit of pressure for having some babies.
There may be.
Parents want to be grandparents.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so we want to make sure that you have a strong financial foundation. That's where Roz comes in, right?
Yes, absolutely. We want to help them set a clear path to combining debt. I know you have debt that you had prior to marriage, and you had debt prior to marriage. And as you said, you guys took the great step of looking at this. What does it look like to combine this, still have a savings account that you can protect and continue to build and grow, and still have the opportunity to purchase your home with the shared common goal of home ownership, right? So I'm so excited to be a part of that.
Right, so heading to the branch, you'll come up with a plan for them?
Absolutely, coming up with that clear plan of how they can have this home ownership at the quickest possible way for them.
I like the sound of that. What do you think?
Sounds good.
You ready to get started?
Let's do it.
All right, let's head to the branch.
See you when you're mortgage ready.
All right, you guys, I'm so happy to have you here at the VyStar branch with me today. Thank you so much for coming in. We're going to start out by talking about combining your finances, right? So you can purchase your home. The first step to purchasing your home is building a strong financial foundation, paying off debt, and then also protecting your savings account. So let's get started. And what we're going to do today is actually build your home. I'm excited about this. Are you guys ready?
Let's do it.
All right,
awesome.
Let's talk about it. The first thing that you want to do is pay yourself. You want to make sure that you're continuing to build your emergency savings as you're going along in this process. You also want to talk about minimum payments. You want to make sure that you're always making the minimum payments on your credit cards or any other debt that you have, so that you continue to keep that high credit score to help you support that loan that you're going to need, right? So I understand that you guys have a little bit of credit card debt. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so I have a little bit of credit card debt. It's a higher interest rate than any of our other debts, so it's the first thing we're looking to eliminate if possible, but just kind of wondering what the best option for that is here.
Okay, well, talk to me about your savings account. What do you currently have set aside? What's in your emergency savings account?
We do have a high yield savings account, and we were thinking about taking some money out of that to just get rid of the debt, just pay it off, but we weren't sure.
Okay, well, we normally recommend that you have anywhere from 3 to 6 months set aside of emergency funds. So with that in mind, how would you feel if we were to pay off the credit card? Where would that leave you with that emergency savings?
We would still have at least 3 months, probably a little bit more than that.
Yeah, we would be good.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that sounds like you guys have made a decision. I think that that would be a great idea. You having 3 months set aside to still have your emergency savings, that means we can go ahead, take this credit card debt, pay it off, and then that leaves us more money to stack on some of the other savings account that you can put into that, and then also go towards some of the other debt that you can help with your minimum payments as well. What do you think about that?
Sounds good.
Perfect.
All right, so let's take another step in this journey. We're going to talk about student loan debt. How does that look to you guys? What does your student loan debt look like?
We both have a little bit of student loan debt. I think yours is a little bit higher.
I have a bit more than he does.
Okay, so this will represent yours. You've got a little bit more debt. And then you've got some student loan debt over here as well. So let's talk about that. So we've talked about we're going to already pay down this credit card. It's paid off. So now that we have taken that money and freed it up, we can do what with that?
Put it towards student loan debt, hopefully.
Put it towards student loan debt, absolutely. And now we're going to move into what your income looks like. Tell me about that.
So household split, I think you'll make about 60% of our household income. I'll do about 40%.
Okay, so we've got a 60-40 split. And with that being the case, it looks like maybe you have a little bit more of an opportunity to put some extra or additional funds inside of your emergency savings account.
Right.
Okay. And with this credit card again being paid off, we can definitely make sure that we do that and make that happen, because sometimes it's not always about 50-50. It's about helping you reach that shared goal quicker and faster, and what works well for you all.
Right, getting the debt paid down as quickly as possible. So
Yes.
applying a little bit more of what we would have paid towards the credit card towards Shay's loans. For example, bringing that whole overall debt obligation down. Sounds like a good starting point.
I think that sounds like a good plan. You guys are already doing this. You already know what you're doing. I love it.
A little bit.
So we have a shared loan. We have a shared debt, and that's your car loan. So we can take some of those funds actually and put it towards the car loan and look at paying that down even faster, right?
Right.
So always
Great.
making minimum, but trying to go beyond the minimum if we can, right?
Absolutely. Always paying additional always helps you pay less interest, and so that helps the overall picture of getting you, again, to that home loan ownership faster.
Perfect.
Right? So we've got that plan set up. We already know. She's going to put a little bit extra into the emergency savings. We're going to apply a little bit more to your debt to get it paid off quicker and faster. Perfect. So this sounds like the great monthly plan that we've set up for you all. We want to make sure that we continue to work through this plan. We want to make sure that we continue to make those minimum payments, that we set those payments aside also for our emergency savings, put more into that. And then we also want to make sure that if things change along the way, it's okay, because we can change this plan according to what's going to continue to work well for you. So as we continue to keep in touch with each other and work through this plan, that's okay. We can pivot, we can change it to meet your needs and what's working best for you.
Perfect. Awesome.
Perfect. So it sounds like this is going to get you out to your ultimate goal of home ownership and having your home and getting you mortgage ready. So now that we've talked about the monthly plan, you guys had some questions about combining your monthly expenses.
So we've largely kept our finances separate for a while. We're kind of figuring out what the best plan is going forward. Again, we recently bought a car together, and it kind of started off that conversation of, wait, our finances are entirely separate. What's the best option for us moving forward with our different debt obligations, with this shared goal? What should we be doing?
Okay, great. So there's 3 options that we can discuss, and then you guys can take some time to think about it on your own and see what's going to work best for you. All right, so our first option would be that we keep everything separate but aligned, meaning you pay your own separate bills, you keep everything separate, but it's aligned with that same common goal of knowing that the home ownership is what we're looking to do. So we're still doing things separate, but we're aligning them together. You're paying your own bills, she's paying her own bills, okay? And then we have the second option of where we combine everything fully. We are now putting everything together. We're taking everything out of the same income. We're making sure that we're paying these debt, we're paying them down, everything gets mailed out at the same time. That kind of works well with you as far as what you're looking to do, as well as going towards the home ownership. And our third option is the hybrid option. We find that most of our newly married couples tend to like this one a little bit better. Let's talk about it a little bit. So this would involve you having a shared account where you pay bills out of and shared expenses, and then you also have your own separate accounts that you can still manage on your own and navigate that account, what you need for your own personal interests as well. So that gives you an opportunity to still see how are we paying down debt, how are we saving for our emergency savings, and then also still the ability to manage your own funds at the same time. So I think with all 3 of those options, you've got some things to think about. What do you think?
Yeah, I'd love to go over the different options, take into our finances and see exactly our debt obligations and see which option works best for us. But I think it's a few great options there.
I really want to comment on you guys talking about this. You've really taken the time to put some thought into it. And I think that's really important as you go into purchasing a home and getting mortgage ready. Well, I'm so excited that they came in today. I think that they really understand the basic essentials of really paying down debt and how that's going to impact their ability to get mortgage ready, and also maintaining their credit score and how important that is, but still making sure that they keep the priority of having that emergency savings account. I think that is going to be 100% attainable. They really both have similar styles and what they consider to be emergencies and paying off debts. They really think very similar on that. So I think they'll complement each other very well.
But we learned a lot to go over. There's a few different options for us to pay down our debt obligations, but ultimately we have a more clear path forward than we had before, and we have a lot to talk about now before we can hopefully pay down that debt and start working towards our new home.
Right, and it feels attainable.
Feels manageable.
Yeah.
Feels very manageable. Yeah.
All right, we'll check back in with Dominic and Shay in a few weeks to see how they're doing with the VyStar Debt Payoff Challenge. And if you would like to join the VyStar Debt Payoff Challenge, well, 5 participants are going to win $5,000. Just head to VyStarCU.org, where you'll also find some free financial fitness tools and resources.